Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia and today we are back on Capri-Sun, my coastal beach city island, working on the final exterior build of my island minus my beaches. So we are really close to finishing this island. I just like to pretend in my head that it's actually already done and that I don't have my entire beach area to finish with some houses and my campsite and Nook's Cranny. We're just gonna pretend like it's done because technically it is. Okay, well, let's pretend. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy. And yeah, let's head over to the area we're gonna be working on today. Now, if you guys saw my last video, you'll know the area we're gonna be working on, which is this little section right here. And
what was that? Okay, James.
I noticed as I was starting this video that I put the wrong shrubs on the boardwalk. I even ran back and forth to double check to make sure that everything was lined up properly in the last video. So we're just going to pretend like you guys didn't see that. Y'all saw nothing. Pretend it never happened. I will fix it. But yeah, today we're going to be working on this area. We're also gonna be doing pathing. The majority of this video is literally just pathing. Like it's sand pathing. There's some water pathing. There's the rest of this boardwalk area that I have to finish. And I'm so happy with the way this island came together towards the end. Like I said, I'm done the structure of the island, so all of the builds are actually technically finished. So everything that I build or everything that I create in my next video, which is probably going to be my last video for this entire island, is literally just going to be me decorating my beaches. I said that I would probably do a video decorating all my beaches, but thinking about it now, because I do have to decorate several of my villagers' homes, I realistically think it'll make more sense to just show the decorating portions for their houses as well as Nook's Cranny and my campsite. So there may not be my entire beaches. I could change my mind about that. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't actually started decorating for the last video, so who knows? Who knows what might end up happening.
I won't do it.
But nonetheless, today we're working on this area, and this is very simple. We're doing this boardwalk, and if you didn't know, I have this boardwalk going the entirety of the left and the right side of my map, going up and down. Didn't plan it out that way. I did the boardwalk for the majority of the area on the right side of my map first, and then I did it for a portion of the left side, and I'm like, you know what, this looks really cute. Let's just have this be parallel. And it turned out really nice. So we're working on the boardwalk. We're completing this smaller area that contains a couple of my villagers' homes with this little water area. It's meant to be like their own little islands in the water. This is where Marshall and Mint's houses are. And then we're gonna be working on like a little parking lot area. And I think that's it. Oh no, we're also going to be working on one more area that's towards like the middle-ish of my map, so a little bit below here to the right. And we're going to be making a small like fountain area that is just, I was at the end of building and I'm like, okay, I have to put something here. And it was literally right next to this little wheat field area that I had. I'm like, okay, we'll just do something really simple, put some tables and chairs in a fountain, and just call it a day. And that's exactly what we did. And it's really cute because I felt like it kind of connected all the spaces together.
I've connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
By using certain items and certain pathing, you guys will see kind of like how everything flows together.
But I've connected them.
And I'm very pleased with how it all came together in the end. So now I'm placing some more pathing. Not much to talk about here.
Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't know.
something amazing, I guess.
Me too, kid.
We're putting some pathing. This was a little bit of a struggle to figure out how I wanted everything to be placed because I had to decide when the sand pathing ended and when I started just using regular pathing without the sand pathing underneath, because unfortunately some of these pathways don't extend over sand, so there's like that awkward little cutoff bit, which I'm not in the mood to deal with. So there was a little bit of struggle there, but I figured it out and it's fine. And if you're curious, this is probably the last time I'm going to say this for this island. If you're curious about any of the custom designs that I use on my island, everything is listed in the description. It is now a completed list because there's no more really areas for me to include new codes for. If I happen to throw an extra code in there for something, I'll add it to the list, of course, but I think for right now we're essentially finished. So I did have to go to a treasure island and get myself some white plumera bushes and get rid of the blue hydrangea. I do really like the blue hydrangea, don't get me wrong, but I had the white plumera bushes going up the entirety of the right side of my island. So I have to make sure everything matches. You know, I still have my blue accents, and if you're curious about the color scheme for this island, if you couldn't already tell, a lot of blues, got a yellows, a lot of greens, and then like your wooden. I have a nice mix, I feel, of like dark woods or like medium brown wood and light wood, like the white, because I do have some custom designs for both darker deck colors and lighter, so I felt like it was a nice little blend, because while I really love using one over the other, I felt like this particular island worked well with kind of having a mix, because my entrance video had a brown deck, so part of me was sticking with like the brown tones, but then there's just a couple of beachy tile codes that I really love using that are white, like these ones, for example. This like wooden palette is what it's called, I guess, which I haven't used this code enough on my island. I only really started using it in the last video or the video before, when I did my hermit crab beach. So I've been trying to incorporate them into a couple of videos. And on top of that, one thing I said I was going to do at least a couple of times on this island was do a wheat field type area like this, because I have one towards the entrance and I never made another one, so here I am making another one. I'll probably do like maybe one or two on my actual beaches now that I'm thinking about it, just because it's the easiest thing to do, just to place wheat fields with some like garden rocks and then just like call it a day, because I can promise you my beaches are not going to be really fancy, except for like a couple of smaller areas with like my villagers' homes. I feel like for the most part this will be a very simple beachy island, just because I have so many fake beaches on this island, which if you haven't seen my previous video where I literally created a fake beach in order to avoid decorating my beaches, you'll understand that I'm kind of beached out in terms of like coming up with ideas for beaches. So
looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken.
I feel like quite a few of my beaches for the video you're about to watch might be a little bit on the smaller side, which is totally fine, a little simpler, but hopefully they'll turn out nice. I have a couple of ideas, so hopefully everything turns out okay. But you can see at this point I've done my beaches. I've done the due diligence for the fake beaches, and it looks really great for a coastal island, and that's all there is to it. I'm really pleased with how this island came together, and I'm glad I decided to revisit the coastal theme. It is definitely different than the previous coastal island I was working on before, but there are, like I said in other videos, a few areas on this island that do have similar kind of builds, or are like me trying to recreate that particular build that I did on the other island on this one too. So, but in the end they're still different from each other, which I kind of like. This one kind of has more of a city vibe, and the one that I was creating before was definitely more small town natural. Like I was using like a fake sand code, like a dirt road type of code, which I obviously didn't do on this island. But anyways, I finished working on this little wheat field, and as you can see, I'm starting to glitch out with some of my items, which means that my island is getting kind of full, and we're at a point where like you just need to put the items away and not add more, because I feel like it's a mix of like all of the codes that I'm using as well as the items, because as you can tell, there's not like there's a ton of items being placed down, but I think the mix of the coding plus the items is just making for my island getting very angry at me.
I'm not even sorry.
So I'm trying to be good with the items I'm placing in areas and not trying to over clutter it. But I like to fill up spaces. If you know me, you know that. Like here's the car just did it when I put the mini car down, and it's like, I've said this before, but if you're not glitching, if you're not lagging, if you're not like causing your island to get mad at you as you're placing items down, are you truly decorating your island? Don't be like me. Keep your island simple if you can. It honestly saves yourself a lot of headaches for trying to like include an item in like every available space. It's not necessary. It's not, but I will continue to do that because I like my cluttered builds. I like things feeling very full and very, I don't know, like I want there to be items in spaces as you're walking around. I still make sure all of my islands are walkable, which if you know me, that's always been like a main thing for me. I want to make sure that I can walk through it, that you can walk through it if you visit the dream address, and so that my villagers can walk through the areas as well. It's always been a big thing for me. I don't know. I feel like I'm very considerate that way.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I don't know, that sounds kind of silly, but anyways, we're pretty much finished the boardwalk and that parking lot area. I'm now working on this sidewalk. Just finishing this last section, like I mentioned, one more little tiny space. And in my previous video, we did that incline area that goes up to like that little walkway. So this little space is quite literally the only land portion of my island with the grass that I have left to decorate. And I had a couple of ideas about what I wanted to do because this is an area that's right next to my house. It's right next to the entrance. It's right next to the two areas for my squirrel villagers, as I've mentioned. So I had a couple of ideas of like what I could possibly do. But I was like, you know what? We're going to keep it incredibly simple and just do a fountain build, because I actually haven't used a fountain on this island. I thought I did, but then I remembered I had only done a fountain build for my other island, which is my European vintage city, which we're still working on that island. I know the last couple of videos has been my coastal, and that's just because I was trying to get it finished. I will be doing more European island videos. If you have been wondering where Wisteria is, I promise you it's coming back. But we want to finish this island quickly now that it's almost done. And I've been working on this island for like 5 months now, probably. Although I did take a little bit of a break, so it's time for this island to be done, you know? So like I said, I kept it really simple. We just put some bistro tables, and like I said, this matches another area right by here, which is where my res services is. I literally use the natural garden chairs, I think is what they're called, and the bistro tables. So I'm literally just like matching the spaces, which I think look really good, just to have areas matching in any way that I can, and I feel like it makes the areas flow a lot better and I don't know, seem more consistent. And yeah, I'm essentially finished with the overall build. At this point, I'm adding my little finishing touches with some green leaf piles and some other few items here or there. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me work on this island. I can't wait to share the dream address, which I hope will be in the next week or so. But yeah, I'm so excited. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below your guess on what my next island theme is going to be. It is going to be an autumn theme, but I haven't told anyone what the theme is actually going to be yet, so leave your guesses down below what you think my next island theme is going to be. But anyways, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Watch the next, I think, like minute of me just finishing a couple of small spaces. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!